Good?
Yeah.
So first of all, this is what your first screen would come out to when you first log in. This basically is just an overview of the whole portal or what you have on site. As far as locks go, how many locks are jammed, how many locks have been tampered with. It also shows you low battery warnings and how many, I don't know if you have it on here, but how many locks are, how many units are available for leasing. But this is just your first page, what you would come out to. From there, I would start with your schedules. Down here in the configuration panel, or schedules right here. This is where you can create, as you have right now, office hours. If you also want to, I don't see a gym, but you can also add a gym schedule in here. The way you would do that is if you go to the top right corner, you click on add schedule, and you can give it a name. Just for an example, gym. And so then you decide on what times the gym wants to be open. Do you happen to know?
It's 24/7.
24/7. Okay, so that's probably why you don't have a gym. But in any case, if you wanted to name it office hours, etc., you basically just hold it down from the time that you want it to be open, 8 o'clock in the morning, and you drag.
Okay.
So where the yellow is, that's the time frame where you can access the area. And if you just wanted to add some days, you just scoot it on over. Just like that. And if you're happy with the time frame, you let go, and right over here, this area, it'll show you where you have picked out from. So from 8 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night. That's how you create your schedule. I do that first because once you get into like the access profiles up here, that's where you start deciding on what you want them to access. So in this case, you have a few access profiles already set up, and you can pick and choose. For the Yale portal, you only have one access area, so basically, you know, unit 201. Okay. So they have it for every unit. Interesting. But yeah, this is where you create what you want to have the fob, so the credentials access. So you can name it staff, and you can decide on what areas your staff wants access to. In this case, you only have units. So if you want staff to access the units and so forth, then you can go ahead and do so. If we do switch over to the Yale, the S2 to the Yale, then you'll have more access areas to pick from.
Okay.
Right now you have the main entry. Main entry comes out here, so that's your only card reader that pops up.
Okay.
And over here, this is where you can pick and choose a little bit. Once you add more access areas, you can have the availability to pick and choose where to control the flow of where you want people to go into. In this case, you can pick main entry or unit 202, right? Individual access areas. And so when you do that, you can go back to access profiles, and that's where you can add your access groups on your profile. Okay? In access areas, these are what you have available. Your locks, for some reason, are under your access areas. So that's why you have multiple access areas. They should usually go under units, right? But in your case, you have your units under your access areas.
Yeah, and all that was pre-configured before I got here.
Yeah. Makes sense. But you can view what you have available here. You can also remote unlock from here under access areas. Remote unlock your main entry door.
Cool.
If somebody is having difficulties with their fob and just needs to get into the building for the day, you can do it remotely. So you just click the unlock button, and that should access your.
Yeah, I heard it.
So it's pretty cool.
And that's a one-time thing.
Correct.
So, okay.
It's just like if you would fob through the door. It does the same thing.
Gotcha.
And that's only on card readers, not on locks.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
Yeah, if somebody's lock is down, then you have to physically go to the lock and use a master key. And basically, that's an overview on what is needed as far as access areas or your configuration. Now, administration. Interesting.
Yeah, so everybody's listed under visitors and staff.
Yeah.
Why, I don't know.
But okay, it's no big deal.
Yeah, I just go with what's there now.
Yeah. So if we go ahead and keep that rhythm going, or you can start, newcomers, you can start putting them under leases.
Okay.
If you would do so, this is how you would add the lease. Top right corner, add lease. You have to have a start date, which
Yes.
today is the 4th. That would be our start date. And then you have to have when you want their lease to end. If you guys do a 1-year lease, a 6-month lease, you can pick that from here.
Okay.
If we do one year, we go August 8, 2024, right?
Okay.
Under units, so this is why the units are kind of necessary, because your units are, that's probably why in the dashboard, you don't have the available units, because you don't have them
They're
under.
not. Okay.
So this
That
is where
makes
you would
sense.
pick what unit is available, and it'll also show you how many units are available. If there was 2 units, it would show you, for example, 206 or 208.
Okay.
And you'd be able to pick one of those 2 units. From there, you can insert their name. First name is required. I'll just, for the sake of the example, I'll use my name. My name is Tito. It doesn't need I think it doesn't need a last name, but my last name. Okay. Nope. And it doesn't need an email or a phone number, but it's also an option to keep track of the person that's leasing out. And this is where you grant access to the tenant. In this case, you already have a access profile set up. So all you would do is just click on the access profile, student entry, or whatever the case may be, fire department. And that's pretty much set up. That would be all done.
Okay.
This is probably why you guys don't have, again, did it under the lease, because that unit is necessary in order to fulfill,
Okay.
to fill that out. We can probably redo the whole site and basically reset the locks and add them to where the units have to be.
Okay.
That way you can start using leases. But if you guys don't want to go ahead and do that, we can also just keep going from the visitor section. And visitor and staff should be the same. Top right corner. Again, it tells you all of the steps. First name, Tito. Last name, Aquino. Company or host. Phone number, email address, additional information if you want to add a description of their car that they drive or whatnot, so on and so forth.
Gotcha.
And then the credential valid. This is where you, again, it's kind of like the leases.
Yeah.
How long you want their credentials to be active for, and then giving them the access right, what you want to give them access to. So see, this is kind of where it can be a problem or a little bit confusing because you wouldn't know what is available. If you're doing a new lease, you can accidentally give them access to a different unit, but
Gotcha.
that's all on you guys. And basically, I'm assuming that's how you guys are doing the leases now.
Yeah.
So. And that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Block list, the credentials that no longer work are here. And under reporting, you can see who accessed that your only main door, right? I think it also has units, yeah. So see, this person doesn't have a name, but their access got denied to unit 204.
Okay.
So this is just an audit trail of, in the case that you may need it, there was some kind of theft, you can basically track them down, where they went to, what doors they used. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
That's good to know.
And event logs, it also tells you
Low battery warnings and...
the low batteries is in the maintenance logs.
Okay.
And then I think it also shows you the locks that have been tampered with, but obviously here you only have battery warnings. Pretty neat.
Yeah.
Event logs is just so basically the edits that have been done to the portal. Mine should be somewhere here where you added me to the portal. 8484. Yeah, role create. User create. See?
Okay.
So that you gave me access to your portal, and all of that pops up. If you created a visitor, it also shows you the email that created the visitor. In this case, I think you guys are all under the same one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's known as the administrator, and I'm just a super user or super admin.
Yeah.
So every time I go to do any updates, it comes out as Brock Butterworth.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Now, is that essential that I change Brock Butterworth's email to mine?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be nice. Yeah, that way it lets you know that you actually did the change.
Okay.
If there was ever a problem with that, but it's pretty much it. It's how the portal works. And again, I showed Edward down over on the left corner. There's this help guide. There's help. This question mark button. You click on it. It takes you to this frequently asked questions. You can read through the questions, and if you see, there's also a user guide. So if you click on the user guide, you can see the Yale Accentra web app. If you click on it, it'll give you a rundown on what the portal has and how to go about it. If you have any questions, you can also refer to this. If not, then you can also give us a call, and then we can basically walk you through whatever you need help with. Schedules. We don't use hotspot updaters. Here are your access profiles, access groups, units and buildings, access areas. All that is under this user guide. It also shows you screenshots of what you're looking at or how your screen would look. And it's pretty neat, so it's very useful if you have questions. That's pretty much it.
Okay.